Okay, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a long time, and about the Subnautica creative series, that didn't work out. My files ended up getting corrupted somehow, so I had to stop that series, and I tried to fix it for a long time, but that's why I've been gone so long. But now I've been playing Satisfactory a lot recently, so I wanted to do a tutorial on how to use a mod, specifically the prop mod for Satisfactory. Will give you extra foliage and all things that you can build. So this is how to create a new biome. Okay, so here I'm gonna start putting trees in. Gonna go with green trees. Start just dotting them around. You can choose wherever you want for this, but I chose this area on top of the canyon because it's nice and empty. Don't actually build it here because in update 6 there's going to be lots of changes to this area and everything you have will probably be clipped. So if you need to, use chainsaw as much as you can wherever you decide to build it to get all the other foliage out of the way, unless you want it to stay. I'm gonna do something over here by the entrance. I'm ready. So here I'm gonna go to the arches tab in the factory foliage section down there, and there's all kind of arches you can use. So I'm gonna start with the first arch, large one. Connect that over there. Just gonna dot these around. Let's go for and if these overlap with your trees, don't worry because we can fix that later. But try not to make them overlap because otherwise that would be harder to fix. Make sure to add in all the arches wherever you can. I mean, if you want them, but that's what I'm doing here. This is a demonstration. Be back when I have more of the arches in. Okay, now that you got a feel for where the arches are gonna go and what everything's gonna look like, as you can see here. By the way, you can't place this huge one, and that's just already part of the terrain. You wanna go down to boulders. You can put boulders anywhere. There's all this kind of things. I personally like desert rocks. They're fun. And there's rubble too, which is always nice. Now where is it? There are rock pillars that you can place in just to make things look better. Terrain a little bit. They match this section pretty well. Then there's a desert bridge, which you can just put anywhere really. I'd have it sticking out the side of a cliff because it looks better that way, but it's up to you. You can even just have it to level things. So that's on a different level. That is, now there's just one path up. can make some very interesting things with these. I'm going to put one up here because I have a plan for this area. I say one, but I mean like 50 million. Now, you can put mountains in too, which are at the very bottom, but they don't look right here, so I'm just gonna go without them. Now there is water. Now, it's kind of glitchy. The clear water doesn't flow, but it always looks cool. And the regular water flows, but it has no clarity in it, so to speak. So you can't see through it like all the rest of the water. Like if I go here, it's transparent to some degree. Now you can put waterfalls places, but they're really hard to get the exact measurements right for them because, well, I'll let you figure that out. It's only measure so much and you can't stack them. So, that's that. But, let's see if this is the right height. If I were to put that there, almost perfect. How can I put this up here? Nope, won't snap to that, so that idea is not gonna work. Be creative when you're doing this. There's always something you can do. Now there are cliff pillars too. So if I go to cliff formation 1, there's that, 2, all kinds of things. The pillars are my favorite though because they're pillars and they add more texture to the biome. Jeez, that's big. Now I could add a section to the biome over here, but I don't know. Doesn't seem right to do that. See, will this fit here? Now when you're building this, everything doesn't have to be the same. You can clip things. It's not always the best, but it works. Now I wouldn't recommend using the cliffside flat because, see, place it down here. You can't place things on top of it. Neither any of the other structures you build in this. So just remember that. Now, once you see that your biome is coming together, like mine is starting to, venture out and try more trees. If I go up, I was using the green trees, so I think think I was using green tree 1, yes. So now, I'm going to use the 2s and dot those around. So it's not all one tree. Now some trees don't have multiple variants, so keep that in mind too. This game is the best graphics. Also, make sure you rotate the trees. If you're watching this and you don't have the game, I would highly recommend you get it. I don't know why you'd be watching without the game. There'd really be no point in it, but if you are, it's a good game. Good graphics, good anything. But don't build here at Spire Coast. It's bad. Well, it's not bad, but it's getting completely redesigned, so if you build there, everything you'll have will get destroyed. Same with where I'm building. I'm just doing this for a tutorial though, so it doesn't really matter that much. My actual biome, I have a screenshot of. It's at the void hole. Now, I'm gonna put some trees up here in this spot. I'm going to put another prop up here once I'm done. Now if I really felt like it, I could start terraforming the outer edges of these. But for the sake of the tutorial, to keep it shorter-ish, I'm going to not. And everything doesn't have to be anywhere. Like, every once in a while, just put in something that doesn't quite fit in, but works. Like these desert rocks I'm putting in. They're not everywhere, but they're here. Now, in the miscellaneous section, there's all kinds of things. I like putting hot springs in random places, but it's up to you what you want to do. Now that I'm done with all these, there's all these kinds of things. There's fallen trunks, rocks, more hot springs, but I'm not going to use all of them. There's also kelp if you really felt like it, but I doubt it. Now coral. Coral is really nice for just putting in places. Works really well with almost any environment. There's all kinds of things. Coral cactuses look really nice though. So that's what I would use. Coral flowers are good too though. Trying to figure out what I want to put here. The crater trees are cool. Does this fit here? I'll put those in at the end. Now I'm gonna go back up to trees. Now blue palms, sticking with the theme, I'm either going to go for blue palms or amber trees, since this is a more desert biome. An oasis, so to speak. Now because this is a desert, there won't be much ground foliage, so I'm not going to do much of the small things, but if you felt like it, you could do all kinds of things with grass. There's even coral grass, I think. Crater grass. Put that down. So all kinds of small bushes, plants. Some things I don't understand. Everything. There's caves too. Now where was I? Amber trees. Now these are the ones I will put on the outside edges too. Or maybe not, doesn't look right. And don't be afraid to clip things either, because sometimes you have to get foliage to fit in the right area. Now if you come down and look, you walk around, everything looks good. Now I might add blue palms later, depending on if I think they'll fit the desert theme or not. Definitely fit, but not necessarily with this. And keep in mind, you can create decorative ore nodes too with this mod, but they don't actually work, so they add to the environment, but they're not necessarily the best. I'm going to throw an amber tree up here if one will fit. Don't think so. Okay. Okay, that's all the trees done. Now, small palm trees would fit really well here. So like small blue palms, possibly. This is a bigger one, but what do you think? Add some more. Stop these around. Leave open areas for if you want to build your base. You should probably build it beforehand. I should have said that before. If you're going to have your base in the custom biome. I think the blue palms will work. Just don't have too many of them. Also, if you build your base around any ore nodes, make sure to keep that space clear so you can place miners in. One thing I will be adding now, though, is screw palms. These are like palm trees you even get in the grassland biomes. They're everywhere, so just a tiny bit of foliage here and there. Now that all your screw palms are in place, or whatever little foliage you want to put, you can go down, or no, I guess it's on this side. I have a lot of mods, so excuse the lag. If you go down to factory decor, there's all kind of props for miners you can put, anything you want really. But the reason we're in this is because the nodes. So you could go, say you want a sulfur deposit. Put that there. And you can't actually get sulfur for it, but what you can do is place a miner prop on it, just for looks. Now the miners, the props cannot go directly on them for some reason, but what you could do is go to the architecture tab, get beams out, go to freeform, now go back down to factory decor, miner mark 3 prop. Now put it down right there. Now I'm not going to actually have a miner here, just a sulfur node, but you can always do that. Now you can also make fracking nodes that still don't actually work, but say I put this right here. Now you can connect cracks to this, and they can go wherever you feel like putting them. Then a satellite node can go on the end of those cracks. Now what I would recommend doing is planning out where the satellite nodes will go first. Then going from there. Now I'll have one a little bit further out here. Now you want to get the cracks and connect all of them. It's better to use diverse shapes so they're not always all the same. I think that's all the nodes I put in. Oh wait, nope, there's one more. You can also put small deposits. So I have a bauxite deposit right here. Or maybe an iron. I can just put these wherever I feel like it. And keep in mind, you will still, if you're trying to have this as a normal world afterwards you create the biome, if you deconstruct them, you can still get the materials needed for them. Now I'm going to put another sulfur node in, because this is going to be a sulfur heavy biome. We'll have these two close together, then another over here, and right here. Now I will also have some coal, because usually where you can find sulfur, you can find coal. Now, keep in mind the nodes aren't to full scale, so they will look smaller than the actual thing. Now, if you want to add, say, crashed ship, there is the freighter wreckage pod. So just compare this to how it looks as the actual one in game. Pretty similar. And then you can add wreckage everywhere around it. And all this stuff is for factory props. Now, if you go back to foliage, you can just start putting smaller things in. At this point, you're basically done. But no. Now you can put titan tree branches along the ground to make it look a little bit more alive and dead at the same time, because there's briars everywhere. Where are the snail trees? So these snail trees are nice in desert biomes, particularly around water. They just go with everything else. Now this is going to be the last step. Then we're going to take a look around the biome and see what we've done. Okay, now all the trees are in. Let's turn off fly mode. Also a mod that I have just for convenience of building this. Let's explore the biome. Now if we go over here, we have fragment cracks that I built earlier. Looks pretty accurate to the real thing, if I do say so. Now there will be a little bit of clipping like this, so whenever you can, try to place them on flatter surfaces, but it'll still look fine. This looks pretty good if I say so myself. Not knowing that this wasn't in the game, you could think this was a real biome. Now I was planning on adding up there a SAM ore node, fake obviously, but the SAM ore nodes in the game are, first of all, you can't use anything for SAM ore and it's super rare. Second of all, there isn't a SAM ore node in the mod, so I couldn't build it up there. But now, if we look at it from afar, from the desert side, minus the fact that everything keeps clipping out of render distance, looks pretty normal for the surrounding biomes. Now if we look at it from the Spire Coast side, still looks great. Now if I had more time and it wasn't just a tutorial, I would be placing more things on the side of this cliff, but I'm also not going to do that because it's going to get destroyed in the update 6. But especially up here, around here, I'd be placing them. I would also add this little section to it, but that's all. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. I will be uploading more Satisfactory, hopefully soon. Depends. Like if you want me to do a modded survival Satisfactory series with my friend, which I'm going to do, but I don't know if I'll record it yet. Depending on how many likes this video gets, maybe. You can see that. And that's the end of the video.